This lesson is about translating shapes. It is by me, Ashley Lee. Okay, so this is the basics, the vocab. A translation is basically just a shape moving without rotating or changing shape. So all I'm doing is just moving it to a different direction, but I'm not resizing the shape in any way. Now this is my first example. The problem I created here is just to move -2, which is 2 down, and I have to go 5 to the right because it's positive. The reason why I know whether to go up or down is because of the negative and positive and slope rise over run. Negative means down or left, and positive means up and right. Rise over run, we use this to know which way to move our coordinates. In this case, if I put -2 and 5 on top of each other like a fraction, it will be 2 down because it's negative, and the run will be 5. So the -2 is part of the rise, but because it's negative, I have to go down, and 5 is the run, which is run to the right. So now I'm going to plot my points using the dots I got ready here. I have 4 points to plot, and I'm going to start from A. A, I go 2 down and 5 to the right. The next point, I'm going to start with B, and I'm going to go 2 down, the same thing, and go to the right. 5 points. The next one, I'm going to start with C, go 2 down, and go 5 to the right. And the last point that I had to cover is this one. I moved this point here from D, 2 down, and 5 to the right. And that is my points. All I will have to do is to connect these two together, but that is a translation finished for this problem. Okay, so I've placed the lines, and now we completed our first translation. My second example is pretty much the same thing, however it is a triangle now. Points SPA go up 5 and right 5 because they are positive, and according to rise over run, it has to go 5 up and 5 down, and 5 to the right, because the rise means it goes up, and in this case it's positive, so it does go up, and the run would be positive because the 5 is positive, so it has to go to the right. 5 points. Now I'm going to use these points I have here on the right and use them to plot SPA, the translated new image. I'm going to drag it over here, and I'm going to go 5 up and 5 to the right. I'm going to go down to P here and go 5 up and 5 right. And for this one too, it's the same thing. I'm going to go to A, go 5 up and 5 to the right. This is my completed translation. Okay, so this is now the officially completed translation for example 2. I've added the lines to make it look more like a triangle. Okay, so for these points, the points for SPA, S is at the top here. It's 0, 0, positive 6. And for A here is -3, -1. And for the point here is 3, -1. And for the previous example I did here, the first one, these points are going to be similar, but that kind of matters to what the numbers here are. And in this case, these points for A right here is -3, 6, and for B here it's -2, 1. For D here it's 5, 1. And for C at the top here is 3, positive 6. So these translations are not that complicated, but once you know the way and the process how to do it, then they're going to be more simple as we keep going on. This example and my previous example are good examples to show how to translate shapes. My first example included a negative, so it represented what to do in that case, which means that in that case when there's a negative, I either go down or to the left, depending on which top or bottom it is on rise or run. If it was on the rise, then the negative the coordinate would have to go down, and if it was run, then it would have to go to the left. And that's only for negatives. Now this one, example 2, this has 3 points and it's just one less than the previous one that had a parallelogram. Okay, so that wraps it up. Thank you for watching and listening this lesson on translating shapes.